Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with this Simpler Stocks free video for February 26, 2016. Today was all about the market sitting, deciding which way it was going to go. Was it going to break this flag to the upside or was it going to roll over? So you could see all day it would confuse traders till really the final hour. But the thing I wanted you to see in here was this. I wanted you to notice there were a couple of tells today that to me showed that we were going to go up, not down. And the first thing I want you to see is what the market finished up. The ESs were up 1975. All day they were around the flat line. You had the NASDAQ up 34. You had the TFs up 7. You had the overall Dow up 200, led a lot by the banks. You had the oil up 82, which I'm going to show you is actually something really neat in here, what happened in here. So basically what happened was, what happened in here was this, is the ESs this morning. We were trying to decide which way it was going to go. Were we going to go, we're overbought, no doubt about it. Were we going to, though, do this little hook here and go up and then go up to this resistance area, or were we going to roll down like I said earlier? What I was watching this morning was this. You have the ESs all day in this tight range. And I want you to see this morning at like 10 in the morning. Now what I want you to see on the right is crude oil. And what I want you to see in crude oil is that crude oil was getting pounded earlier today right here. And this is how you do it from a short-term perspective. Let's go back in here and let's go and unlink it. And I want you to see the ESs here. The reason I'm showing you the short-term perspective is because maybe it'll help with the long-term. So first thing in the morning, I'm looking at ESs on the left. I'm looking at NQs on the right. Those are the NASDAQ futures on the right. And earlier today, they acted awful. Right here at 11 o'clock. At the same time, the ESs were outperforming. Now, when you put this on a 78-minute, you'll see that they sort of move hand in hand. So you'll see in here that they have these on here where this looked like it was going to be a false flag and it was going to break down. And as you see up here, the ESs held in this area. Now, what I was watching for a tell because I wasn't sure which way it was going to go. So I'm watching the ESs on here, and on the right, number one, I watched the banks. And when the ESs tried to sell off right here, the banks refused to go down. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See this? Right here, the banks just wouldn't go down no matter what. So that's the good news. Next thing is what I watched was crude oil. What I watched with crude oil was this. The market has been keen off of the crude oil, the Russell, and the banks. What happened today? Crude oil, like I said, was selling off right in this area. And let me show you in here so you get an idea. Right here. So put that on your radar at 11 o'clock this morning. Now put on the left a 5-minute of the ESs at 11 o'clock this morning. As you see, crude oil was down over $1 and the ESs just didn't go down. They refused to go down. So the whole thing is try to make it a little simpler than you need to and say, well, if crude oil rallies, then it could push the ESs dramatically up, which would then break this little flag, which then would break on a 78-minute, the bigger flag. And that's exactly what it did. So the crude oil closed near its high for the day. And then the ESs started going up, and now they could go up by this amount. Where does that get you? 1890, 1930, approximately 40 points in the breakout gets you to 1970. Now, why is that important? Go in here and look at a daily, and where is the resistance? Right there. So I would say that's about 1988. This could get up to, let's say, 1970, 1975. You see what I'm talking about in here. It could go right up to resistance. So that's what I'm watching in there. Put it on a 78-minute chart, and this will give you an idea. Now, this morning when we were talking about posting charts on the forum, I said all I posted was index charts because if this broke up, there would be a lot of stocks that would break up with it. That many stocks I look at had similar charts. So now what we're going to see is a 78-minute. Let me show you where it's going. Is right here. We'll put on a 195 so you can see it just in a zoom out mode. That's what I want you to see. Right there, this area is resistance. Now that it cleared right here, if it gets above 1950, no doubt it could go to 1970. So that's what I'm going to be watching for tomorrow. I'm also going to be watching the NASDAQ, which like I said, underperformed earlier today. And really, when you look at it, it's underperformed on a daily. So put this up here, and this is what I want you to see. This is right here. The NASDAQ is below this peak, while the ES is on the right or above that peak. So on a little longer term view, you're looking at what could outperform in the next couple of weeks. So thank you for listening. Like you know, there's a $7 30-day trial. We usually do once a week. We're doing like a 30-minute class just to teach on some of the basics. We did one a week ago on the MACD. We did one this week on the ATR trailing stop, and we had hundreds and hundreds of people participating. And like I said, that's free to premium subscribers. So I hope you get a chance to participate in this. Everybody have a great night.